Hello, thank you for coming today. This is a love check-in reading that was requested by one of my clients. I'm trying to move up here because I have a different space I've been working with so I don't have to keep moving my cards up and down the stairs and all around. I have a sideboard in my dining room now, and it's the perfect spot to do these readings. So you might hear the air conditioning from the kitchen area. I apologize for that, but this was a request by one of my clients to do a love energy check-in. So I'm on vacation, and I'm going to try to get this done this morning, so I have 3 more days left, so I want to utilize them. Hope everybody's doing well. So let's see, we're just going to go. I have all my cards here, some more over here. We are just going to go and start shuffling and going. So I'd like you to take a deep breath with me now. Angels and spirit guides, what can you tell my beautiful collective about their love life? We're checking in. We did a reading about 10 days ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and it's time to see what the energies are, if they've changed at all. It's a couple of cards upside down here. So we have one that's a 4 of Wands here that's upside down. I see another one in here, and I don't know why. I think I dropped one on the floor. So this is going to be past energy, but there was some kind of happiness in the past. Let's keep shuffling. So there was happiness in the past, spirit, and then we have devil energy. So maybe there was some kind of addictions, or some kind of feeling bound to somebody else. This could be you, or this could be a person. So you might have had happiness with this person. Maybe they had some kind of addictions, or you did, or you or them were bound in the past. This is going to be more of a specific person reading. If any new energy comes in, we'll go with that too. So let's just say that there's a specific person you've been involved with or you're interested in. And we're going to go from there. And if any new energies come in, like I said, we'll allow them to come in. This is going to be past energy, the first 7 cards. So we had some happiness, some addiction, some bondage, some devil energy. All right, I think we're shuffled. And we have the Page of Cups in reverse. So with the Page of Cups in reverse, it usually comes in as a love offer, albeit a lot of times immature. I'm going to put the light on my camera because it is a little dark in here and I don't understand why. The light, there we go. It's pretty bright in here, but I don't think I need a lot of lights on. And the chandelier in my dining room has LEDs in it, and it just kind of, it morphs things, let's put it that way. It morphs them. It changes your appearance. It changes the way things look. And it has a really bad glare. So I'm trying to do this. I know there's a little glare from the light on the camera. So Page of Cups in reverse, what does it mean? Page of Cups in reverse means that they're just very immature. They might be like the lover boy type, kind of a player energy, not quite as sexual as the Page or the Knight of Wands. This is even more immature than that, actually. And just somebody that's unsure of how to go with their heart. They don't know how to show these emotions correctly, or they might not have the experience at this time or in the past, because this is past energy. We then have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So there may have been some financial problems or issues as well, or problems amongst their family regarding finances, or you, one or the other. And we have the 4 of Pentacles. So in the past, somebody was holding on to something, holding on possibly to some kind of financial security that they were afraid of losing. And you know, you see that a lot. You see people hold on to a relationship, and sometimes there's no other way for a short period of time. Let me explain it. What's the best way I can explain it? So a lot of times when there's instability with money, um, or you're in another situation that you're trying to get out of, you will hold on. Sometimes it's necessary for a short period of time because maybe, say, just for example, you've been a stay-at-home mom and your husband or your boyfriend or your significant other, all energy, male or female, just using an example, it works. So they're the breadwinner. And maybe if you haven't worked, that you don't have the resources to move out or get away, or maybe they don't. Or maybe they're supporting a child. It doesn't have to be a young child, it could be an adult child. Or maybe there's something that they're holding on to. Usually it's financial, or these people, adult children, young children, but young children, they're an obligation. And I feel like, yeah, your children can be kind of an obligation your whole life because they're your children. You always want to be there to love and help them. But when they're adults, at some point in time, they do have to figure their own way. But a lot of times, those are the people like that, or relatives, parents, children, relatives, ex-significant others, or baby mamas, baby daddies, whatever. They will pull on your heartstrings or they'll hold on to you, or you'll hold on to them for financial security. And like I said, sometimes it's necessary for a small period of time, but if that's what you really want, is to break away, or you want to move on in life, you have to eventually break these cycles. There's a way to do it. There really is. There's always going to be something comes up, possibly an emergency. And over the past few years, like with the virus and the inflation and everything like that, it's not that easy to do. It's not that easy. A lot of families are staying together in one dwelling because they can't afford to live on their own. They have to pool their resources, or, maybe an elderly parent has to stay with a child because the nursing homes, at least in the U.S., are going to take over their house or take over all their money. And adult children, sometimes they can't afford to be on their own right now because right now, at least in the U.S. economy, a lot of it's in financial despair. And we're a country now, and I think the world's similar, of instant gratification, where everybody has to get something right then, right now. They don't want to wait for things. They don't want to work for things. They want them now. You see posts about it all the time. I want to get a house. The house is way out of their price range, but they want it. And they don't realize the amount of stress they're putting on themselves by doing that, going out of their price range, where it might take another year or so, but everybody wants everything right now. So I feel like these are some of the things in the past. And usually it's financial, or it has some kind of financial undertone, because this is a love reading. But it could be emotionally too, or just being used to somebody that's been in your life. So then we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and exactly, this is somebody that doesn't feel like they can do it on their own and be independent. Or this person is just codependent, or somebody is codependent on you or them. A lot of Pentacle, a lot of Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We do have the Page of Cups in reverse, but even the devil is Capricorn energy, which makes sense to me because I'm a Cancer. That's why I laugh and giggle. And some of the Capricorns that, I'm talking 40 years ago, 35 years ago, whatever, that I dated when I was very young. I don't know. Anyway, no offense to Capricorns. I just find they're my polar opposite, I guess. Very cold sometimes. But Capricorns are very hard workers. And I can get along with them great as friends. And my dad was right on the cusp of Capricorn. Wonderful dad. Loving, but very hard worker. That was his life, his work. Work, work, work. So one more card for the past. We have the Ten of Wands. So it's been a long road. This has been a long journey, whatever it's been, on this love journey. And it's been a heavy load. Excuse my air conditioner. It's been a heavy load to carry. And you might have had some assistance, but it's still been a lot. Luckily, it wasn't uphill, it was downhill. And I don't mean that in a negative way. In other words, it was easier to walk downhill than it was going up. But you still have all this baggage here in the past. It needs to be released. So let's keep going. Let's shuffle some more. So presently, angel spirit guides. What can you tell my beautiful collective about presently what's going on in their love life? What's the energies that we should be aware of that maybe 2 weeks ago weren't present? And this is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave out the rest. Leave the rest behind, please. Present energies. Shuffle. Okay, so next card is the Eight of Wands. So something's about to rush in. Some kind of communication. Maybe you've already had it. It'd be like, within the last, let's say within the last 2 to 3 days. And if you haven't, it is about to transpire. It's about to come into you, communication. And I feel like whoever the person is that's watching this reading, the communication is coming into you, not the opposite. And I don't know why I'm saying that, but I'm hoping to find out. We have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So with this card, I get there's been some kind of maybe problem with authority, problem with work, or problem with a business, possibly. But also, because Three of Pentacles upright, a lot of times also indicates a partnership or relationship. Maybe there's an additional relationship going on that there were issues in, that weren't working. Then we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. So there hasn't been wish fulfillment. Something's been stopping this. And there might be communication regarding what's transpired. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you've been left in the dark. And this might come in from the King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Doesn't have to be male energy. Doesn't have to be. And with these birds, so there might have been some overthinking, but the King of Swords is ready to speak the truth. They might have taken a pause for a long time because they were overthinking, but they needed to clear their head. And they have wisdom from this owl. So this may come from a King of Swords energy. Again, male or female, it's all energy. And justice. So maybe some kind of justice has been served and they've gotten some kind of an epiphany. Or maybe justice will be served. Or you may find out about this through communication. And you see, it might have been some mirroring here with this mirror image, but that's balance. So everything is also coming back into balance. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So maybe there hasn't been any growth, because you see how there's growth here upright. I feel like there hasn't been any growth. Things have been stagnant between you and this person. But there is going to be some kind of a celebration and communication presently. Presently. So that's a good thing. I think. Might not be. All right, angel spirit guides. What can you tell me about my beautiful collective for the future? And then we're going to pull some oracle cards. Angel Spirit Guides, what can you tell me about my beautiful collective in their future? Okay. We have the Knight of Cups. We had the Page of Cups in reverse. So see, they're coming in correct now. They've grown a little bit from a page to a knight. All energy, male, female. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy possibly. With these beautiful flowers and a beautiful picnic and this white horse. So maybe they're coming in correctly this time to you. Or you can make amends and they've grown. And it's right on top of the Eight of Wands. So I feel like, yes, you're going to get communication. Pretty soon receive communication from this Knight of Cups. And then we have the Four of Cups. So this is what I get. That you might be like, just like, I don't know, do I accept this? I feel like this is somebody from your past or somebody that you've been involved with, maybe in an on and off or a wishy-washy type of situation. And you see the cup. On the side where the cup is this beautiful pink energy with all these stars and this magic. But she's got these three cups behind her that she kind of continues to look back at or kind of sit with because she knows that this has been a problem in the past. That these cups may have been empty. And she's like, do I want to do this all over again? Do I want to invest in this beautiful cup of magic? She's touching it. She's not quite sure. But you see how at the bottom, somebody's handing this to her. Saying, you don't see this beautiful cup of love here. And this could be self-love as well. But I definitely feel like it's coming together. And maybe that's why when I look at this, it's over the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe that's why this connection, relationship, situationship, whatever it was, marriage possibly, didn't work out. Because the cups in the past have been empty. And there may have been three times or more, multiple times, that you've kind of gone back and forth with this person. We have the Queen of Pentacles here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Lots of pentacle, lots of earth energy. Queen of Pentacles is usually represented Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, usually darker woman that has it together. Kind of like this Nine of Pentacles up here. She's very nurturing, good mom, whatever. Excellent at taking care of a house. Usually has financial abundance. And doesn't need anything from anybody, really. She has that beautiful pentacle. And she's not worried about finances or anything. And you might be in that energy like right now, like, do I really want somebody? I have everything I need. And they've already hurt me before at least 3 times in the past. And I see that so much, I gotta stop for a minute because I see it so much. And sometimes I get hooked on in the morning, since I've been on vacation, I'll be having my coffee and I'll just flip through TikToks and I see these horrific dating stories. And sometimes it's from men, but the majority, honestly, is from women. And I noticed this. I haven't really dated too much since my divorce, and I was married for 28 years, so that took me off the market for 3 decades. So when I dated before my ex-husband, I was really young. And I dated a couple of times, but, for a small, maybe 2 months one time, a couple months the next. And honestly, it's really, I don't even know how people, and these are mostly women, but most women and men, because I'm going to say it is both. But mostly women of all ages, from 18, 20, young adulthood, to senior citizens. And a lot of it is people are just so different nowadays. They don't care if they lie to you so much. You have to really be careful because there are so many genuine people out there, but equally, because there's a light and the dark, a yin and the yang to everything, there's so many disingenuous people that, it's not even just about maybe trying to sleep with women. It's just the fact that they're so wishy-washy and indecisive and thinking they're going to do better or thinking they're going to be better off single because they've been hurt in the past. So they create this wall around them, both sexes with that. And everybody's playing that poker face game, or if you do date, and when I was dating, I noticed this. But there could have been more dates after my divorce. There could have been more dates. But I probably dealt with a couple other people that, they message you. At first it was every day, and then the next thing you know, they kind of drop off. And you're investing time and energy into this. And, they seem really sweet and really nice, and then all of a sudden one day it changes, and they're less, interested or whatever, and it's like, all right, what I mean? I have no problem. I don't block people unless they're nasty with me because I, won't put up with their bullshit, basically. But a lot of them just, they either lose interest, or when you meet them, everything that you've built up about them is completely different than what they show you in person. And I feel like this goes both ways. And this has a lot to do with social media and the access that we have to people all over the place, everywhere. And nobody really wants to make an investment. Like, I feel like women want an investment from a person, and they'll put in, women are basically nurturers, and I'm not trying to stick up for either side. There are some really women that don't want to nurture anybody. They can't even nurture themselves. But there are women, most of the time, if they're moms, they've been nurturers, and they're really genuine, and they're really coming in to look for somebody that's going to fulfill their happiness. And they end up dating the same person over and over again. And these men, a lot of these men that they're getting involved with, they haven't reached any maturity since high school as far as their emotions are concerned. They think that it's okay to go from woman to woman to woman, and then when they're ready, they're going to find somebody that's just perfect for themselves. And they end up, if they hurt people inadvertently or on purpose, either way, when you go out and hurt somebody inadvertently or you hurt them on purpose, shame on you. You really have to know. All you have to do is be honest, and I think that's the biggest thing, and that's what I'm trying to get to. People can't be honest nowadays, or they think that, they can't handle it. They've never been in a relationship. They're set in their ways, especially older people. I've noticed the guys that I've dated were kind of set in their ways. Well, I'm set in my ways too. And I'm set in my ways as far as I like a clean home. I don't mind cooking. I love to entertain, but I expect certain things. When I'm in a relationship, when I'm not in a relationship, I expect nothing from anybody. But if you are going to be at my house, you are going to come over here and spend the night or the weekend, or I'm going to your house, it's going to be an equal give and take. And if they don't have anything to offer you, not only emotionally, but physically and materially, are they really worth it? And that goes both ways. I expect equal give and take in all of my relationships, not just romantic. I expect it in my family, in my love life, in my friendships, in my coworkers, and that's how I am with everybody. It's called being in balance. And it's really difficult to find that balance nowadays because we're inundated with what's better, or people with, no moral compass that will come in and destroy things for other people. They'll destroy other relationships. They have no moral compass anymore. And it's a shame. And yesterday I had a quick TikTok video I had put out about scammers, because I had people, and one of my friends notified me and said, this person was pretending to be you and said something that was really weird to me and lied about you. And this is somebody I've known since I was a teenager. They knew. And I was like, what? And I still haven't figured out who it is. If it's an ex-best friend, which I have an idea, or it's a client of mine that's disgruntled that I might have let into my life a little bit more than I have, or it's a family member. Because, there are a couple of people that I had to cut out of my life because they were sucking the life out of me, or they've wanted to be me. And I work very hard for everything I do. But no, unless you personally did something wrong to me, I would never go out and do anything to hurt, manipulate you, or be nasty. That is not my nature. And most people that know me as a human being and know me as a person know that I would never do that. I am not that way. I'm not nasty. I'm not jealous. I don't care what you have. I have everything that I need and want. I'm not jealous of your looks. I'm not jealous of your personality. I'm not jealous of anything, because I might not be for everybody, but there are a lot of people that find me attractive and like what I do and love me. I am very well loved. So if you have to stoop that low to try to ruin my content or my reputation in some way, go for it. Because if somebody believes you and doesn't come to me with it, they're just as bad as you are. It's sadly to say. So yeah, there's a lot of sneaky stuff going on nowadays, and you have to be careful. And I feel like with this Queen of Pentacles, maybe you've been through it already, and you have I'm going to say trust issues, but maybe you just are very careful about who you trust. Because I don't think it's an issue. I think we have to be very aware of what people say to us, and that people can do a lot of harm if they know things about you, or they think that they can manipulate or lie to other people around you. And it's a shame. It really is. But let's keep going, because I wasted a lot of time on that, but I'm just trying to put it out there, because this is the reality of the world we live in now. And the only way to really make that better is to be true to yourself. And if somebody wants to walk your journey with you, or be in your life, be a part of your life, you definitely need to set boundaries with those people, so you can stop the repeated hurt and negative patterns. And if they can't learn from it and they have to leave your life, so be it. Have a nice life. Bye-bye. Because obviously they didn't value enough of you. They didn't value you enough to understand why you have those boundaries up, or even care enough to ask why you may. And that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Well, why are you being like that, or why are you saying that? I'm saying that because this is my experience in the situation. Doesn't mean that it's not healthy or unhealthy. It means that maybe it's something that needs to be healed in me, or maybe it's something that needs to be healed in you. But if you don't handle it the right way, that's how problems occur. And you have to really give the person a chance to redeem themselves, and if they don't, let go. Because you're wasting your precious time and energy. Even if time is an illusion. On Earth, we know it, and it's an energy, and we are in that construct. So why would you want to waste that time and energy on somebody that doesn't respect you, that doesn't care for you, and doesn't show love in the correct way? All right, I'm moving on. Five of Wands, there's been a lot of competition. There still may be some competition in the future. And you see these people are ruthless. One person, I want to show you this. I've gotten this card before. You see how this person's stepping on this other person to climb up to this light, whatever it is. That's the other thing I want to say. Beware of the false light. And I don't mean this negatively. There are some unbelievable people that are tarot readers, that are spiritual gurus and spiritual healers and life coaches and spiritual coaches. There are amazing people out there, but there are also people that are fake, and it shows so much in some of the things that they say, and they try to get you to agree with their ideologies, I guess, and their rules of life or whatever. Listen to yourself. You're never going to find everything you want in a book. You're never going to find everything you want, in these spiritual teachings, unless they're just absolutely, they ring true to you. Listen to your intuition. Don't chase the false light. And this means in relationships too, is what I'm getting. So if someone acts like they're spiritual, and you see they have all this competition, people stepping over each other, and they're not showing you what they preach, you gotta let go of that energy. You gotta let it go. Might have to do with this King of Wands. Or King of Swords. Wands, Swords. Sorry, I know my air conditioner is blasting again. Must be getting warmer out. Alright, so next card we have, let's see. We have the Hierophant. So you might be on a spiritual journey right now. See how happy you are? So you are relatively happy about other things in your life. Or you will be in the future. And you are ready, even though you're at the bottom of the stairs, you're going to climb up, and you are going to reach that light. You are going to reach that partnership, that co-creation with somebody else that's at your level. Because that's justice. It's over the Justice card. So now we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. Eight of Cups upright is walking away from things that may have hurt you in the past. But Eight of Cups in reverse is somebody coming back in from the past, like I said. So there is somebody that's going to return, that's going to give you communication. Let's pull one more card. We have the Moon card here. Moon card is heavy emotion, so this might hit you emotionally pretty hard. And I think the reason why is because when this person comes back, you are going to fear that they're going to put you through all this bullshit again. And you're going to be focusing, you have to take your mind off the past and focus on the now and the future with this beautiful, magical cup of love that you're being offered. Don't worry about the competition or if anybody that you have to compete with. Just step away. And once you step away, you're going to be able to climb this ladder to success in your relationship. Could be with somebody from the past, but it is going to be emotional. But see here, I want to show you one more thing before we start the oracle cards. We got the light and the dark energy, the yin and the yang. They're both barking at the moon, so they both have a lot to say. But I feel like whatever is going to be said or needs to be said will be said. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to get my oracle cards ready. Hold on. Okay, so we have the Moonology deck. If I can get all the cards out. Let's shuffle those and see what we get with that. Again, cards turned around here. I'm so confused. I had one of my cats knocked over knocked over my cards. I keep them in these plastic containers with all these little slots. I probably picked them up and put them in the wrong way. I use them so much that I can't really put them away because I do readings every day of my life for the past couple of years now. All right, what can you tell me about my beautiful collective? We're going to pull 3 oracle, Moonology oracle cards here. We have Meditate and Complicate, New Moon in Pisces. So during the next new moon, maybe it's really time to pull your energy back. I also get Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and Neptune is in retrograde right now. So maybe you've been very contemplative, or you will be, with this Neptune retrograde. But I also get something around the new moon. Then we have the full moon in Aries. A fiery climax approaches. So something's going to happen soon. I think we're pretty much at the full moon, so expect something, maybe communication in the next few days. I don't think it's in Aries. What was the full moon? I'm confused right now. I usually keep track of them. I feel like the new moon was about a week and a half ago, so maybe in the next 4 or 5 days. And then we have Show the World the Real You, full moon in Aquarius. So 2 full moon signs. Aquarius and Aries. My moon is actually in Aries. I'm a feisty little girl, even though I'm old now. Being a Cancer, I have that loving side, but I honestly can say, and I'm not even worried about it, you have to push me to my limit. But when you push me to my limit, I am a tiger. I am an Aries when it comes to that. And I don't take any bullshit. I don't. And people always joke, like some of my really old friends, and if you're watching this, Penny, you'll know. She always used to say it to everybody. She's the nicest person in the world, but don't piss her off. And that's perfect. That's exactly me. And that's the best description. But other people too, I feel like we've come to a place in the world now that a lot of people are just not tolerating what they used to tolerate too. And maybe that's why the dating scene and love relationships have become completely different. There's a lot of people that I know that have beautiful, loving relationships. And I'm so happy for them because it's not a popular thing now. It's not a thing that you find every day. And to me, when I do find that with somebody, it's going to be a very sacred relationship. But I just kind of took my mind off of it and focused on myself, because to me that's really important, because I'm not going to waste my time and energy with people that make me feel lonely when I'm with them. That's the best way to put it. When you feel lonely when you're with somebody, you're not in a good place. You're not in a good relationship. You know, and I'm not going to seek outside validation for love. I have all the love I need. If somebody wants me and wants that with me, they're going to let me know. I have plenty of people around me. I have plenty of female friends, male friends, family, relatives that I love so much and I cherish. And I think a lot of people nowadays are like me, and that's why I'm using myself as an example. I'm not going to get into something that's not worthwhile. Will I try to date in the future? Perhaps. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to get myself into something that makes me feel lonely. And a lot of times, loneliness from people makes you go out and get into relationships and being intimate with people that really shouldn't have been in your life in the first place. They're just a band-aid to try to cover up for your loneliness. And it ends up making you feel more lonely than what you were in the first place. So you have to be very selective when it comes to people. Because, like I said at the beginning of this reading, there's a lot of toxic people, there's a lot of beautiful, genuine people in this world. But for as many beautiful and genuine people as there are, equally, there are a lot of toxic people, self-absorbed, narcissistic people. And if you're a giver or you're very loving like me, you have to really guard your energy, protect it, protect your values, and set boundaries. If not, you will continuously be taken for a ride, not only emotionally, financially, and it ends up making you have to go through the healing process all over again. So you got to kind of remain detached without closing your heart, and it's not easy to do. But full moon, I can't look it up right now because my tablet's in the other room. But full moon, next full moon, expect some kind of communication with this fiery climax approaches. And when the new moon comes, it's time for you to meditate and decide what you want to do. So don't make decisions fast is what I'm getting. Decide on what you want, especially if this is somebody from your past. And it's not to hurt them. It's actually to prevent hurting anybody. Bless you. I think that was my cat sneezing. I heard a sneeze. And I know there's nobody here but me. And it actually sounded like a human sneeze. So that was a little mind-blowing. It's going to be Kit Kat, my 12-year-old rescue cat I rescued a couple of months ago. She's a good girl, but she's a little crotchety. And that is her. She sounded like that was like a human sneeze. Alright, so let's do the Mystical Kipper. I think from this one, we did 3 with the Moonology. Mystical Kipper, we're going to pull out 7. Because the Mystical Kipper gives you descriptions of things. They're like the Lenormand. Oh, I can't talk right now. You know. The Lenormand deck. I think that's what it's called. But this one's great. It's mini. There's like 54 cards or something like that. And it gives you a little bit more of an idea. So angel spirit guides, what can you tell me? What can you bring forth to us from this deck? I'm going to do one more shuffle because I want to. Alright, 7 cards. Gaining a lot of money. So maybe you're going to have some good financial abundance in the future. That's fantastic. This card is number 11. Rich, good gentleman. Sounds good so far. I mean, good lady. So this, you know, you could be represented by either or. Unexpected money, again. So there is some kind of financial abundance coming into you. Let's do these 3 below. Expectation. So maybe you have expectations. Don't let that block you. Keep an open mind in everything, I feel. House. This might have something to do with a house, a home. Maybe you will move into a new home. Maybe you'll receive the money to buy a home, which would be an excellent bonus on top of everything else. And gloomy thoughts. And yeah, you have to keep your mind away from this negativity. So be very, and that's 33 is the number on that one. We have 20, 33, 25, 27, 6, and 13. A lot of twos and threes. But this one, keep your head, don't think negative, think positive thoughts. Anytime you have a negative thought or a thought that sabotages you, self-sabotage, think of something positive, distract yourself with something that's going to draw in happiness. Even if it's listening to music, going for a walk, walking by water. I went to the beach a couple times this week because I'm on vacation from my day job. Anything, go out to nature. If you have a pet, spend time with them. They have children. Do a creative thing with them. Just distract yourself from negative thoughts because that can destroy future things from happening that you want. The universe can't bring things in when you're blocking it. When you're blocking. All right, let's put these away. And we're going to do Romance Angels. We're going to pick 3 from the rest of these. And then I have the Hidden Truth. We'll pick 7 from that to see if we can get messages. Romance Angels, what can you tell my beautiful collective? What messages can you give us from the angels? These cards are flipped over too. They must have been in the catastrophe when they all fell over the other day. What messages can you give to my beautiful collective? Angel, spirit guides, can you please help us? We have unrequited love. There is not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So this could be you wanting somebody that, might not feel the same way as you, or vice versa. Or maybe you felt that way in the past, because I feel like there's a past person coming in. Or maybe they felt like you did not love them, or weren't attracted to them. Take it how it resonates. I mean, if this is somebody that you're trying to love that has no interest in you, and no attraction, and no feelings, or no chemistry, what's the point, really? That's when you cut ties and move on. And then children. Your love life is being affected by children. And I think I mentioned something like that. Maybe you have children, they have children. And it's difficult right now to be in a relationship. Maybe they are affecting it. Maybe they're not wanting that. Maybe because you have children, they don't want to get involved. Or maybe, it's older children trying to interject into their parents' life. Maybe they rely on them financially right now. Who knows? Could be, maybe it's just the opinions. And here's another thing, and it was really interesting. I'm trying to think of what platform I saw it on. But it was a woman, and she got married when she was in her 40s. And she got married to this gentleman that she loved. She's still married. And her parents, her mother-in-law, let me start with that. Her mother-in-law did not approve of her. And they ended up eloping. And her mother-in-law was disgusted because they eloped. So her mother went to the mother-in-law and called her and said, I'm so thrilled that, they're married. I know you might have wanted a big wedding. Let me fly you and your family up to New York City for dinner. And we'll pay for your dinner and hotel, and we'll have a nice little celebration for them. So that's what they did. And at the dinner, all the mother-in-law and father-in-law did was complain constant digs and nasty comments while they were having dinner. And the mother of the bride got up and she clinked the glass and she said something to the effect that all of her 6 children were married. And she was so happy about this, and she loved her children's spouses, her in-laws, as much as they were her own children because they were making her children happy. And that was the real importance of the celebration, was to welcome her son in as one of her own children and treat their family like they were part of the family as well, and include them. And nasty mother-in-law got up and said, well, I've never been spoken to like that to before in my life. And the father-in-law said, well, this is the way we are. I'm paying for your restaurant food and I'm paying for your hotel for you and your whole family. If you don't like it, you don't have to stay. And I guess our mother-in-law hasn't spoken to her since. And what I'm trying to get at with this point is that can be a big problem as people's families and friends and parents. I was lucky, when I was married for 28 years. Although I didn't get along with my husband that whole time, my mother-in-law was absolutely wonderful to me. And I love her very much. She's got dementia now, so she's older, and I still love the woman. I did have to kind of cut ties with them all, but I only wish her love and peace because she always treated me very good. And I was very fortunate in my marriage to have a woman like that as a mother-in-law that treated me like a daughter. And I felt honored because I had dated people in my past before I got married, and their mothers were nasty people sometimes. Not all the time, but there were at least one or two. And I'm like that with my kids. If I see things that I don't feel are good, I am going to point it out to them. Like if they have a toxic partner, I might say, you know, this person seems like they're getting in a lot of trouble, and I just don't want you to be dragged down with them because my children are young. But I've raised them enough where they usually make pretty good choices with who they are with. And my daughter's been in a relationship now, has a home for almost 10 years, and my son, he's younger, he's not quite ready to settle down yet, but the last couple of girlfriends that he's had, I'm very fortunate that he has picked some very beautiful people to be in his life. And even though, you know, there's an ex or two that he's not with anymore, that, you know, they're not together, doesn't mean I still don't love those people and I still don't care for them and they're not my friends. But in order to move on in life, you have to cut them out. You're not going to bring that into a relationship when he's in something else with somebody new. And that's where you get the interference from people because you've been in a comfortable situation maybe with somebody in the past. Maybe they think that that's the person for you. Or maybe they're afraid that you're going to meet the love of your life and you're not going to pay attention to them. So I feel like it might be more than children because I'm getting this. But understand that they don't have to live your life. They can bring you happiness as children, as family, as friends. But they're not the ones that are going to hold your hand, that are going to love you, that you're going to be intimate with romantically and sexually. And if you're not happy, why would you stay in a situation because they gave you that advice? You have to really be diligent with the advice and what they're giving you and be diligent with the information. And use your own better judgment in your heart. I'm not saying don't listen to them at all. But when it comes to the final decision, you have to go with your heart. And yes, your head is going to tell you things. Like if someone's really toxic for you and they continue to hurt you over and over again, then that's not a good situation. But if someone might be, maybe they're a little bit toxic, but they show you a lot of love and they just need a leg up, they need a little bit of help, that's different. But when everybody is interfering in your life that's not theirs, when they've made their own decisions, or maybe they didn't and they're jealous because you're making your own, you have to be very wary. And kids, kids can be jealous too. Family, mothers can be jealous too because maybe they didn't have that happy life. Maybe the girl or guy you're dating reminds them of somebody from their past. Maybe they just don't sit well with their energy. But look at it from both sides and then make a decision. And don't allow people to interfere and tell you what to do with your life because it's your life. I never, if I ask for advice, which is very, very rare, if I ask for advice from somebody and they give it to me, I'll sit with it usually for at least 24 to 48 hours before I make a decision, if not longer. And sometimes I have a hard time making a decision, but I want to make the best possible decision for me. And that's really important, especially nowadays, because like I said, there's so many toxic energies out there, and a lot of it, it's hard to recognize. When you're young, you feel like everybody is for you. Your family is for you. Your friends are for you. Your co-workers are for you. And they can tell you whatever you want to hear. So a lot of times they just want you not to do something because they want to be able to manipulate you. And they don't want you to be happy without them. Maybe you don't have enough time for them when you're with this person. Maybe you're spending money on this person and you're not giving it to them. Those things can react with what's going on in your love life. I had my best friend do that to me, my best friend of 18 years. Wanting everything that I had. When it came to me, downsizing, buying my townhouse, being alone, getting divorced, buying a new vehicle. As soon as I did, and she literally told me she was envious of it. She envied me. And this woman did very well financially. She could have had all of that herself. But she was married, and she did not want to split that with her husband. You can do anything you want to do. Maybe fear was holding her back. I think more it was greed with her. And there was so much toxicity there. And then when I got a car, she always had to one-up me. So I got an SUV, not a major brand. It's nice. It's older. It's not new. It's not brand new. I had to. And I figured, I bought the house. It's still worth more than what it is when I bought it because everything has gone up in inflation. But she had to go and buy the most expensive SUV there was just to one-up me. Same thing with jewelry, same thing with clothing, same thing with everything. She saw it, she liked it, she wanted to be me. Which was crazy because, for the longest time, I was raising my kids, being a mom, working. And yeah, I can be stylish, not super, super crazy stylish, but I like having nice clothes and nice things to wear, nice jewelry. But I don't go over the top. I'm pretty simple when it comes to that stuff. And she would just have to go all the way and one-up me with every single thing there was in my life. To the point where she was taking my friends and any male friends that I had on Facebook, she was trying to make it look like I was in a relationship to somebody else that she was also interested in because she was stepping out on her husband. It's a sad truth, but it's a truth. And this happened all after my divorce. And it was like grieving a death when I had to say, I can't be your friend anymore. I love you, but I can't handle dealing with this. I am not going to have you being in my business when you don't want me in yours, because yours is not very good and you don't want that known to the public. And I honestly feel like she might have recently kind of forgot about the fear of being caught in her situation and might have started to talk badly about me again to people that she doesn't really know. And it's a shame. I had some, like I said yesterday, I had some fake profiles that I found on me. And you know what? If the person that she's talking about me badly to somebody, I don't really care. But I figured I'd mention it just because it makes me giggle, because I know. That's why I read cards. That's why I have been reading and doing readings. I don't need cards to read. It just shows you. And I channel through them. It's a tool. But I can tell you, for the longest time, I knew that I was hoping that my friendship would change her into a better person, because she was so vain and she loathed herself so much, and she was so fake and so greedy about things, and she put on this false mask like she was the nicest person in the world. And I'm not saying she wasn't nice, because she was, and I loved her like a sister. But towards the end, the mask came off and I saw right through it. And she was shocked when I said I didn't want to be her friend anymore. And obviously hurt. I would be hurt too if somebody said that to me. But sometimes honesty is the best policy, and you're not lying to somebody when you know that they're doing you dirty left and right and center. It still doesn't make it easy. But a lot of times, and she was like my sister, but a lot of times we have friends and family like that too, that, you can't just allow people to walk all over you your whole life. And I am the type of person that's very giving, always had holidays at my house, including them. Traveled on vacations, included them, and they included me when they rented some cottages and stuff as well. And they included me for 1 or 2 holidays as well. But mostly it was on my back, because I had children and I didn't want to really leave my house, so that was up to me. So we did all these beautiful, wonderful things together, and they really felt like they were part of my family. And I feel so bad for her husband, because he was a very good friend of mine too, and like a brother. And he did so many nice things for me when I was selling my house and stuff. And I had to cut him off because I couldn't tell him the truth about what his wife was doing, because that leads to a bad situation. And I feel like he already knew. And it's sad all around when you have to cut somebody out like that. But it doesn't just have to be friends. It could be family. It could be relatives. It could be co-workers. It could be anybody. So anyway, moving on. I don't want to talk about it anymore. We have chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here, which I thought. And that's the thing. You have to figure out if it's just that attraction or if there's something more. And I feel like there is something more. But that's the things that could be affecting it. And maybe in the past, it felt like it was unrequited, whether it was or not. It felt that way. Maybe the person was cold, or they treated you coldly. Or maybe you treated them coldly. All right, let's get 3 angel answers, and we're going to do the hidden truth. And then we're going to close out this reading here. Angel Spirit guides, can you give me some answers for my beautiful collective about what's their energy is in the love life? What's going to happen? So I'm getting hungry and I got to do some chores so I can enjoy the rest of my weekend now. We have take action. So somebody's going to take action with you or possibly you with them. Choose a new direction. So maybe this is, if it's not somebody from the past, maybe you have to choose a new direction if this is with somebody from the past instead of maybe the way you've been going with them. Because I don't feel like that's saying to break up with them. And forgiveness. There has to be some kind of forgiveness here. So you do have to at least forgive this person. It's always good to forgive people that have done you dirty, if they have or you have. And you have to forgive yourself too, and providing that you don't continually repeat that. Because you can seek forgiveness all you want, but if you don't change how you treat people and you don't treat them right, people are going to stop forgiving you. But you have to have forgiveness in a situation, because if you're wrestling with pain and hurt from the past all the time, you're only hurting yourself and you're stopping yourself from moving forward. So maybe it's not only forgiving that person for maybe the past, but forgiving yourself for sitting in that pain as long as you did. That's what I'm getting. Let's do some hidden truth cards. These are new too. I just got these a couple weeks ago. And I've used them like once or twice during readings. They're pretty cool. They can be, like I said, take what resonates and leave the rest behind. With these message cards, sometimes they're spot on, and other times they're a little like, what? That sounds kind of, doesn't resonate with me. Angel Spirit Guides, what messages can we get from my beautiful collective here? I'm going to do 7. Whoa. You and I were too young. Maybe it's somebody that you knew when you were young. The timing just wasn't right for us. I feel you leaving me behind. It's time for me to heal now. I wish I had treated you better. I wish I could share my good news with you. I feel like somebody's going to come in. I know I crossed the line with you. So somebody, with all these cards kind of saying the same thing, somebody is in regret for the way they treated you. And I feel like this is a person from your past. And you are going to hear from them soon. By the next full moon, whenever that is. So look it up. Or I'll try to post it, look it up and post it for you. But if you go into Google, you just look for the next full moon or full moon in July, and it will tell you. So I do feel like there's a sadness. I feel like this person is healing. And they might have some good news that they share with you by the next full moon. So expect something coming in, my beautiful collective, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. And like I said, always keep your boundaries up. Forgive anybody. You do have to show forgiveness. And if you're overthinking, you end up self-sabotaging. So try to keep in a positive energy. And I'm sending positive energy to you so you can heal. We'll ring this bell. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading from me, the link will be in the description box below, along with my other social platforms that I have. And I do have a couple of appointments open over this weekend. I think I have 3, but I will have some during the week here and there. Sending love and blessings to you all. Namaste.